My never I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there. I see them yopo.
Now, Sammy Awuku has started some jandambi. And remember how Sammy Awuku got into parliament. We a ye kua or or dikoji a ye seat ewe kuapim ho. Na onwane party munipa obano contestia obey ku on crime say some people should go after her. Na onwane embran crime. It was Sammy Awuku's manipulation. Or that he did all that. Or you sue media no to go after that lady because that lady no money making money very uncomfortable with kuapim ho. And then at the end of the day, they forced the lady out to come to Okankwe to come and contest. And Nintina Sammy Awuku sika a pressurizing lady na money free. So it wasn't because Sammy Awuku was smart. It was because Sammy Awuku was making a lot of money at NLA. He was paying the chiefs and they started revolting against the lady. On one part that is what Sammy Awuku did until he built a coup within. That is how Sammy Awuku got that equipping seat. It was not because Sammy Awuku is intelligent or brilliant. Sammy Awuku knew. So when you parliamentary immunity, NLA contractor signing and a corner boy and Obeko jail. So he did the same thing Kingsley Agyemang did. And Odistikano Ekoto seat, But the lady she was not supposed to leave that seat to come contest another seat in Rukankwe. So Sammy Awuku, he manipulated the seat. He manipulated the chiefs. He used money to build a coup or start a coup no equipping ho. And I started to him for no, and almost started Tatano, and then he forced his party, national executives, to start going after the lady and telling the lady, say, why did she come to Accra to go search for another seat? Sammy Awuku manipulated the system from behind. I am telling you the NPP how they work. But power necessary, NPP for they are looking for scandal so badly, and you see in politics. Credibility is very important. The main reason Tia John Mahama Ghana for some man another nod to lead a Ghana no is because John Dramani Mahama has been consistent. At a point we realize they say Ghana for who said they can take the word of John Mahama. They can trust John Mahama. Into credibility and consistency are very important in politics. Say, oh, a politician, now oh, inconsistent. Oh, tai chatro. Oh, tai ewo idea be say, oh, de atrobe da Ghana for. Na ebedu point na Ghana for be who say, sana what here you are done. And that is what Sammy Awuku dems are trying to do. They are trying to copy the Afenyomakin and the kinds now almost MPP to say about Omiamono. Like the idea and then they say, chatro. And the more we chatro, the more the MPP base will come to like you. But at this point, I was Sammy Awuku like say, if we are to that point, say you cannot just come, lie, and walk. That is terrible. As a member of parliament, I offer will say, oh dear, working kind, unima dear, unim nyansano. There are some basic things you don't do. You don't try to malign a government. Untumi sheden chatro say ube go abanye masi because your political future ahead of you, the decision you make this today, and then they decide so politics, ube kema and say unkem. Sammy Awuku eya DB, and you see, Okotina City FM, and even before he went to sit on City FM, Okojina social media etwa to Maritime Authority so. He basically manufactured lies. He knew say Asamna Okano, it was a lie, but you see, he wanted to create scandal. He wanted to make sure say we go abandon mercy. Into the oya and say. He decided to create pieces of onwani imagination and creating say a story. Kind courtesy Oman Hene Kobina Sante Yere Eyeduma Maritime Authority. And the strategy is that MP before person use Oman Hene Kobina Sante Yere to destroy the Maritime Authority and do what? And destroy the NDC government. And the NDC people, they know. Oman Hene Kobina Sante no Otia Sempano. Eya ono na MPP for using the Yere na or Maritime Authority. The certification, any resume is questionable. No, some lady in the MPP for using our Maritime Authority to try and disgrace the CEO, disgrace the leadership, and disgrace the government. And so what they are doing, and they say, our Maritime Authority, she is the one they are using. I need to bring her picture to show you people. Now, then, Sammy Awuku in these few days, I started a DB. From nowhere, Sammy Awuku said, "Watch your letter, RTI." From nowhere, Sammy Awuku said, "Vessel be abatema." Na sa vessel no, abatema no, na Maritime Authority for che vessel no. Na vessel no, na egruboni ne wom, na cocaine ne gum, na ono aba social media, oba Facebook, na on manipulating lies. Lies now manipulating, you know. When you read some part of the lies, and he posted this on his own page, Sammy Awuku, his own page. When he posted this, we read some part of it or see, GMA, Ghana Maritime Authority, is to find ships that are found to be non-compliant with the relevant regulations. GMA is also to take necessary measures to get non-compliant ships to remedy all identified deficiencies. Or say, oh, Ghana Maritime Authority for a yomo jumano no, a yoma sediano no, say ship be aba Ghana, or say ship no, embrabia or say film, and I say a year procedure be or say film no, or some making sure say, or my supervisor my ship no, after sa procedure no, ship be a befa Ghana biano, a Maritime Authority for Juma, DSA or some year, because or no or say or the committee be so a parliament, won't you do I? Into what church and seven or say, oh, under the watch of President John Dramani Mahama, you see. So right now, the idea is that opeso gu Mahama hu fin, opeso ogu NDC hu fin. In the article, no, he wants it to look like say under John Mahama no, a ship be another vessel be aba Ghana cocaine woman, Maritime Authority for Ashama ship na sako abra oman charge ship no. Sammy Awuku the status idea with you. Now see under the watch of President John Mahama in July 2025, or see last year, TMA, or see last year, assembly see last year. Now under the watch of John Mahama, on politics omoye, en kwasiade we ya no maya de parliament. Only credibility, but show the reason why Sammy Awuku any credibility. Now he goes on to say this: a vessel MV Sankofa was in the waters of Ghana. That vessel was arrested by GMA for breaching almost all regulatory prescriptions. At the time of her arrest, the vessel was flying under the flag of Sao Tome. However, without any official records of how the GMA applied the sanctions prescribed by law for such breaches, the vessel was allowed to sail out of Ghana. In an interesting twist, this same vessel has been arrested in Senegal for allegedly transporting illicit drugs after it sailed from the shores of Ghana. In email correspondence between Senegal and Ghana, meaning he has the correspondence, or patch say ship be befa Ghana ha na ship ne fa Sankofa na sa ship no NDC for na ma ship ne befa ha na Maritime Authority for na making sure say ship no emra e wo say fam search e wo say fam nyina no omo sheda e no man hwe a ship no e de cocaine ana illicit drug bi efa Ghana ha koy na ship no na sebio South Tome for ship na o say ship na 2025 July no yes, our ship no ekopie Senegal no ene eche ship ne say ship no eye cocaine ni enumoni gum Sammy Awuku na eka o Sammy Awuku say sa ship na ba Ghana na ase ono na eka say NDC for jama ship no koye na ship no ekoche ship no Senegal na ship no na cocaine wom and the NDC 2025 July and asem we see na Sammy Awuku kasa no say exchange a email exchange between Senegal for and Ghana for no on Sammy Awuku no or was sa email exchange of emails no on information in now already on one statement on Facebook no more na at this point he said this yan kan we kan I say in an interesting twist, this same vessel has been arrested in Senegal for allegedly transporting illicit drugs after it sailed from the shores of Ghana. In email correspondence between Senegal and Ghana that I have cited, or see, there's been email exchange between Ghana and Senegal for authority. No, on one case I have cited, bro. For one case I have cited. I just the or the email correspondence. No, or say. Ghana Medical Authority denied that the vessel, despite flying under the flag of Ghana, is not registered in Ghana. In my capacity as a member of parliament for the good people of Okuapem North, the vice chairman of Parliament Committee on Public Administration and State Interest, I will be filing a request for information to the GMA for answers to the following questions. Into ɔse ɔno ankasa ɔyɛ parliamentarian ɔte committee so na ɔno abe file RTI ɔno email a ohu ye no n'ani kɔsua hu ye no ɛkyerɛ pɛfɛ sɛ ɛyɛ saa ship na ɛbɛfa Ghana no na cocaine wɔ mu a yɛankye no ɛma no kɔpie Senegal a yɛkye ship no. These are the questions. Vessel entry identification. On what date did the M. Sankofa enter Ghana territorial waters? What was the first port of call, docking, for the vessel in Ghana? Under which national flag? That is Sankofa enter Ghana. Under which national flag did Sankofa depart Ghana? On what date did Sankofa depart Ghana territorial waters? Arrest and enforcement actions. Just send the questions in Yunani into scandal BSC. This is Sammy Awuku. He went further to sit on City News. And creating on Wankasa ne scandal because he's bent by Omiama Kachiro Mose. Omon China mon find it at Shrobingua Bine so. Send a beya, a bear ringi wa MPP for bitrim. Normally an anti say Nesi, Yachiko Kade, into Samuel Ukum now their manufacturing scandal. Osako City, Echo Tuan and Semnoso.
The International Maritime Organization is underpinned by 4 main pillars. One, the international maritime, that's the maritime pollution, the safety of life at sea, the Maritime Labor Convention, and that's a standard of certification and watch keeping for seafarers. So the 4 pillars that underpins the International Maritime Organization, clearly if you look at the laws that goes with it, this particular vessel had violated it. The various fines that they were supposed to pay amount to almost 12 million cedis. And Ghana had every right to detain that particular vessel. That particular vessel, strangely, was left to go. I am not too sure if the fines were paid. I'm not too sure under which condition did they allow this vessel to leave Ghana. And when the vessel was leaving Ghana, it was under which flag or state flag did it exit the shores of Ghana? Because as I told you, you cannot be stateless. It must be a particular country's flag or registry that you belong to. So this went quiet. This was July last year. This vessel went to Rome, like moved within the West African coast, and finally, before Easter, just some few weeks ago, this vessel was arrested in Senegal. When the vessel was arrested in Senegal, the Senegalese sent the Ghanaian authorities an email, and I quote, it says, "Dear Sir, Madam, Senegalese maritime authorities are currently monitoring the vessel MV Sankofa, flying the Ghanaian flag, suspected of involvement in drug trafficking." This was the email from Senegal to Ghana. Pursuant to Article 17, flag state authorization of the United Nations Convention Against Illicit Traffic in Narcotics, Drugs, and Psychotropic Substances, we request your confirmation that this vessel is registered in the National Maritime Register of the Republic of Ghana. If so, we urgently request your consent to conduct a vessel boarding, including document verification and cargo inspection. We would appreciate your prompt response and any specific instructions or conditions you may wish to provide. This was the email sent by the Senegalese authorities to Ghana. Ghana then responds and says, "We do not know this vessel. This vessel is not in our registry." But this was the same vessel that was within the territorial borders and waters of Ghana, violating all the maritime laws of our country, shipping laws of our country, left to go, and now involved in international drug trafficking. So I have invoked the provisions under the RTI and requesting the Ghana Maritime Authority to formally furnish me with the details of the various questions that I have.
So you see, say in some occasions, it's based on email and even his own statement from the beginning. May a journalist number 2, I will just ask you, from your own statement, you said the vessel, when it left Ghana, it went to Rome, and finally ended up in Senegal. So if a vessel, even let's say a vessel near Ghana, and it to Ghana and go straight to Senegal, and a ship no echo Rome and a piece Senegal, and a young can say, "Omo the drugs woman." How can you sit in Ghana and say that vessel eba Ghana no. Say because some Senegalese authorities say they suspect, they did not even say in the letter, in the email say, we have intercepted this ship, we have basically docked the ship, all because we intercepted this amount of drugs in the ship. They are suspecting, meaning the Senegalese are questioning and asking. They don't even have the facts in post say ship no mochin or Senegal no a draw woman I say dronim. Now if you yourself saying say ship no a free Ghana no, it's roamed for some time and ended up in Senegal. How can you conclude to say you are writing a letter to RTI? Now he's basing the statement to say the Maritime Authority responding to Senegalese and they say we don't know this ship. That is its own thing. Now you cannot prove say ship was carrying, if even the ship was in Ghana, you cannot even prove say the ship was carrying any illicit drug in Ghana. So how do you go on radio? It won't say say journalists not smarter. The first question I'll ask you is, from your own comment, you said a ship left Ghana and roamed and ended up in Senegal. And they suspect that the ship is carrying illicit drugs. So what is the probability that this ship that came to Ghana had illicit drug on board? So you cannot sit in Ghana and conclude and start to say, now the Maritime Authority should give you a log of the ship because you believe the ship was here. You are writing to RTI to force Maritime Authority to give you information. It looks like you are stupid. You don't even know what you are talking about. Anka ship no e move free hano. If it had gone straight to Senegal, you would have said, okay, Senegal for Bekacho say we have intercepted drugs on this ship, and from the ship log or travel log, the last place that this ship moved from was Ghana. So that ship, that is why we are questioning. Now, for all you know, the Senegalese authority, they have written this same emails to 17 African countries because maybe the ship docked in 7 African countries before it ended up in Senegal. So on a normal day, every authority would be like, okay, if Yachis ship away our Senegal, now let's track the ship. Now they have a generic email. Ejina Togo, Ejina Cote d'Ivoire, Ejina Nigeria, and Abedu Senegal. Now let us write to all these people and track how the ship got here. So when you see an email like that, it does not automatically say the ship actually docked in Ghana, offloaded something, or maybe loaded something and left the shores of Ghana. Now the Ghana Maritime Authority is telling you that this particular ship wasn't in our territories. Now, when we say our water territories, a ship can pass through our territories without docking at the shores of Ghana. For you to go on radio to say, because of that scandal, but udim dia yapa, or not go to radio so misinform Ghana phone. That is what they do. The idea was that mamenko abontene, na menko misinforming kofo, na menko cha intro ento ayedien. Mamidi nkan ko cha intro ento NDC for so. Me try intro ni wie na se your bloggers ne fa na your communicators no eco TV so no ko twa atro no fam atro ho a ade chia I will do something simple into nim do ye okodi atro ni wie no ade chia no o say oh we release the letter akoma eye RTI for adentira o say letter no otro by no ono ankasa withdraw. This guy has no credibility. He's a criminal. These are people without any credibility. Into ende ade chia o say oh what letter now or trust say or recall, because before you write to RTI, it means you have your facts right. Now this is what you wrote. Date national 13th of May 2026. 13th of April 2026. The Chief Executive Ghana Maritime Authority. Obina na onu obusa Maritime Authority questions no. And Sammy Awuku asa actual letter come Maritime Authority say omunye bibi dia na watro. Withdrawal of letter. Letter na or try na obusa questions no. Onwangaza sorry no pass or withdraw letter no. This is not a credible human being. This guy can never be an honorable person. This guy is a filthy liar. Now they not show a letter him. I write in my capacity as the Member of Parliament for Equiapim North constituency and Vice Chairman of the Committee on Public Administration and State Interest to formally withdraw my earlier correspondence reference MP 26026 dated 13th April 2026 and addressed to your office. I respectfully request that the said letter be treated as withdrawn with immediate effect and that its content be disregarded accordingly. I regret any inconvenience this may cause and appreciate your cooperation. Signed by who? Samuel Awuku, MP, Ekuapem North Constituency, Chairman, Vice Chairman, Committee on Public Administration and State Interest. So you see, we didn't call radio so, we didn't show nyomegu Facebook, we didn't say abani ding, adechinya also let an outro and withdraw. Bonina wodi and we and that is the strategy of the NPP. He's a horrible human being. And he was forcing a scandal. And this is what they are doing. This is what Bawumia is telling them to do. Go out there, put some fake news in the system. Letter because in some radio they are not going to see this letter. Or they go about and this idiot will go and sit there and tell you, say, me honorable member. This is a criminal. He cannot be treated as somebody who is credible. Radio say, scandal be, this is what is there. He's lying. That is what they are going to do from now. Okay, in some way, was say, oh, my withdrawal letter, no, and he did not apologize to anybody. This guy is supposed to come on national television, kneel on the ground, and apologize to the president and the whole of Ghana. Because, one, he has basically destroyed the reputation of the Maritime Authority around the world and destroyed the reputation of this government. Was say about wedding wabontene. Because whatever he did on radio, he did on social media, it is already out there. He's the vice chairman of that committee. Was say about anything. We're creating impression that to the say, Abano, they are hoarding or hosting vessels that carry illicit drugs. And that is not right. So why should we allow such foolish people to be leading us in parliament? Why should we allow this to happen? Okay, on some of your politics. The NPP are foolish. They are diabolic. They want to do everything possible to destroy John Mahama and embarrass people who have been given jobs to do. The idea is simple. Yengu Maritime Authority boss enum guase. Yengu John Mahama enum na yen say about anything. Now we are there we now we just say, oh, there's no problem. Then we sit here and hail you. So if you big push, is still ongoing. Arnold is on the ground.
Asphalting is happening live and direct, and we're showing it to you. The process, the engineers, there's someone using, I don't know if it's a liquid or a spirit. He's spraying the tires so that they don't get stuck on the coal. And also, you have the trucks tipping the asphalt into the machine, and it's just so beautiful. I wish you could be here to see it live, but since you're not here, I'm presenting it to you. I am reaching you from Patema. This is the whole Tuaflau Road, and it is seeing massive progress, massive advancement, and I'm excited to see what I'm seeing, because I was here 3 months ago. That was in November, and this wasn't happening at all. In fact, the road was as terrible as you could describe it. But now, can't see the big push and with the decision to ensure that all the regions have very good roads to open up economic activities across the entire nation. Ho is having its fair share of the national cake, and this road is gradually becoming a new baby once again.
God bless our homeland, Ghana. Bless our homeland, Ghana. Make our nation great and strong, both to defend.
Asphalting is happening live and direct, and we're showing it to you. The process, the engineers, there's someone using, I don't know if it's a liquid or a spirit. He's spraying the tires so that they don't get stuck on the coal. And also, you have the trucks tipping the asphalt into the machine, and it's just so beautiful. I wish you could be here to see it live, but since you're not here, I'm presenting it to you. I am reaching you from Patema. This is the whole Tuaflau Road, and it is seeing massive progress, massive advancement, and I'm excited to see what I'm seeing, because I was here 3 months ago. That was in November, and this wasn't happening at all. In fact, the road was as terrible as you could describe it. But now, can't see the big push and with the decision to ensure that all the regions have very good roads to open up economic activities across the entire nation. Who is having its fair share of the national cake, and this road is gradually becoming a new baby once again.
God bless our homeland, Ghana. Bless our homeland, Ghana. Make our nation great and strong, both to defend.
The big push is ongoing. There be a update too on what is happening. Who Ekwaninye, don't get it twisted. The NDC government, led by John Mahama, Omabase Sagana, Omobebua Ghana. Slowly, we are getting there. We are weaving, we are putting the nation together, we are intertwining, we are trying to make sure, say, John Dramani NDC, Asomamaka, through, say, big push, Bibiano. Remember, they are still on course, they are making sure, say, what they want to do, no, they will do it. And don't get it wrong, this is John Mahama's vision. This is a vision of NDC, Ghana. So it is going to go on. Every single part of this nation is under construction. And Arnold will be giving us update every single week. Or the videos in the we will update you how work is ongoing, the progress, every single road in Ghana. No, we will update you more and more Ghana, more outside Ghana. You can rely on Arnold to collaborate with Loud Silence TV to be giving you all the updates. And I promise you, every day, every week, we will be updating you how far Ejumaneko. The road minister, Mr. Abuja, is exceptional. He's doing an exceptional job. He's concentrating on the job and he's making sure contractors are paid and doing what they have to do best. And that is constructing solid roads that can last for years. And that is what we are all supporting as a people or as a nation. Now, Mumayanfa Jumadiene Diakano and Twaso. You are still live on Loud Silence TV. My producers are called the Ghost Team. This show a solid show. Facts, yeah, Dïrty, ne uploadi, yeah, the Now, we need to also understand, say, yeah, apomudin munsem, and the asempa abesi. John Mahama ni NDC abawe ebaye omude nsempa ene baye. And the health minister, Mr. Kobna Akando, one Mr. Ofusukwachi, and in the history of the Republic of Ghana, it been seen that a government has been able to import medical equipment, over 24,000 different kinds of equipment. Yeah, they share the hospitals, different kinds of hospitals to make sure, say, the primary health care now, Ochina, John Dramani Mahama Ebelanchino, it takes off smoothly. Now, and the whole country, we were in shock from what we saw. Because I will say, Abanwe, Abba to undo Nyoma Bibria NPP. Sebio, Oma say Krono, they came to correct all the mistakes. Young United Kroma, for 8 years, we never saw the NPP government, the health minister Ajima Menu, and whoever was at the health ministry retool a single hospital in Ghana. But in a space of just a year and 4 months, the NDC government, they are retooling hospitals. In fact, Endra and the health minister Kachere say, Agenda 111, no, they are even looking at making sure 10 this year will be completed. And that is a government that is ready to continue. The government that is ready to expand. It is not being selective about what to touch and what not to touch. In the John Mahama Abino, they are even trying everything possible to make sure, say, by the end of this year, Agenda 111, Ekufuor and MPP and Twin they will be able to build 10. This is reason. This is wisdom. This is serving the people. And history was made. Health Minister Kobna Mintka Akando, together with Minister of State for Government Communication, Felix Ofusukwachi, has inspected materials at a mega warehouse in Tema, earmarked for the construction of free primary healthcare centers nationwide. The visit forms part of an ongoing tour of project sites, including a facility under construction at Medina. Yenina Ochna, the President of the Republic, will be basically launching the free primary healthcare. Now, free primary healthcare now, and the Abai Ba Ghana Nibia, so Omu rolling out Ubetumako Hospital. They will take care of you first to make sure, say, you are stable before they look at your condition critically and see, say, whether you will need external help, you will need Ghana insurance card to be able to take care of that yarena abono. Say yarea esun change the primary health care to be taken care of her. Then the health insurance comes in. And then John Mahama diaba. So now John Mahama is making the medical access very easy. Now, because Omobabe see a lot of the primary healthcare centers around the nation, this government today are importing materials and equipment into Felix Ofosukwache the page of Facebook. You see clearly, in addition to the 24,000 pieces of hospital equipment to be distributed to various health facilities across the country as part of the free primary health care program to be launched tomorrow, 350 health posts will be put in public places such as bus stations, markets, schools, among others. Now, to make basic health care accessible to all, including the 35% of Ghanaians who are not on the National Health Insurance Scheme. Now, the Alban way and say, adia friend, free primary health care, no? Ochina, the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, Ebelanchino. What is going to happen is say, sa equipment here, equipment are see health posts around the nation. Now the health posts, you see your hospital, a school, you see your lorry stations, you see your market. So these are primary health care stations, mini clinics are. So you can walk in there. Now equipment na the best idea when you know and they are crabba. John Mahama Bell Lanchin or China. Now around the nation, almost starting and making sure say health post baby could be a into Hododo, Bibika Krayo, Kata Biacho, Headache Bioha. You can enter there. The Oyano Ghana card. Send your baby to my so near the Oko. Na se bia ye show okata no ana cold dry or ana malaria kakra no na lete hu se bia e cancer na wenya dan ne abusa se o health insurance card wen eno ne be he se insurance card no e cover yare kwan kro kese no enti basic yare bi te se basic yare no de and the aban we John Mahama aban no is coming in to save in Ghana no as we speak no nipa be 35% Ghana oha enchichemu eduasa enum no omu nyina ni national health insurance but there then say sa free primary health care we no we are Ghana ni na at this moment only health insurance card kwana yare bowa you can go there say o katabi say o headache bi say wenya okwo awo ho edodo na pese ekohwa mo a omuni national health insurance card ebetume wura ho akogya yaresa and that is what the government is doing into Ochina John Dramani Mahama ebe launch the free primary health care no Ochina anopa 10 o'clock a.m. Ochina Wednesday Shai Odu Osudoku District Hospital and a president no ebe lanche this free primary health care. Nende minister no ko inspect equipment no one Mr. Ofusukwachi ono so dwuma aban mu ene kohwe mo menhwe nyoma na omko inspect no.
As part of our preparation towards the launch of the free primary health care, this is another As part of our preparation towards the launch of the free primary health care, this is another concept, and we call it a health post. So we are deploying not less than 350 of these posts, and we will situate it in highly populated areas like market, like lorry parks, for health workers to work from that point. And so at every point, we will have, access to water. You will have the solar being inbuilt in the facility. You have the toilet. You have the pharmacy shop. You have the waiting area. You have a consulting room, and you have, a detaining area. So more than like a health post. For now, in the first phase, we are looking about 350 of these structures, and then with time, as I have already indicated, this primary health care, we are looking at up to 2028 to roll out the whole country fully. And so we are doing 150 districts out of the 261 for the first year for 2026. So now in 2027, based on our experiences in the first rollout, we will learn from that and adjust it. If we are able to roll out the rest in 2027, so be it. If we are not able to do that, maximum by end of 2028, we should be able to roll the whole country. But for the first phase, we are going to roll out about 350 of these health posts.
So you see, this is governance. And remember, there's still chip compounds. This government is committed in making sure, say, Ninyina is also put in good shape, completed. Into this basic particular one, no, they are trying to put it in highly populated communities, lorry parks, schools, baby and nipadodo echo every day. No, they want to have all these health posts in our. Remember, some see when we are nurse for never for Majuma. Give this government some time. The government is finding ways and means to create jobs. Because our health posts we are buying baby away in ano, and your carpenter for the Kujuma, a nurse for your mutifi or mutium say, and they could for 8 years for Bujmano. Some of them are going to work there. Into gradually, no, everybody is going to get somewhere to work. Into some pressure now. You're doing 1 year, no, don't listen to the MPP. This government is being proactive. The government is trying to find ways and means to absorb every person. It is our health post where I'm 350 this year if they're able to do it. So we need to understand governance. You know, you need people who can think, who can be proactive, who can think in the future and see say create space where and that is what this government is doing. So the same time the chip compounds, you know, the government is trying to put all of them together. You know, health. They are professionals, nurses, lab technicians, and they are all going to be posted. So we need to give this government a little bit of time. And yes, the government wait 1 year, but you can see 1 year, 4 months. This government is doing everything possible to absorb. And the Matisse have funding past 7,000. Now the good thing about this government is say Abanwe the way Sika become onsa, how many people they can employ. Adia and things that has happened over the years, Eddie Ghana and say, you found for Juma, you but this John Mahama administration, they have been very strategic about employment. So, and you see, gradually, no, even though boom 100,000, 20,000, every time they put people on the payroll, the number they put on the payroll, they make sure that they are able to pay them. It is said a banker say offer nurses 7,000 and I say for teachers 7,000. It does not mean it's a buying for obiabium. It is because a bank is looking at the budget. Now Saban before with Juma na 8 months a buying to your car. You are the same person who will be on the street demonstrating. Say for a Juma 8 months into a car. So a bank looks at what it has. A bank looks at the people it can absorb and pay consistently. And then as time goes on, a bank will expand the employment base by creating opportunities. These are some of the opportunities that government is creating. These health posts, these kind of small clinics, you know, nurse for market, you know, gradually they will enroll them. And Abai is not employing for employing sake. Abai is employing to be able to pay the people Abai are employed. Because you guess employment there, but can you pay the salary? So if you have money that can pay 7,000 people now, what you do is you employ 7,000 people. But if you have money that you can pay only 7,000 people and you go and employ 20,000 people, the same people are going to turn around and come after you. So if you're a government that is transparent, honest with the people, you always let them understand and say you fund 2,000 and that. It is because that is how much the government can take and pay. The next minute, you know, you better for another 2,000. The government can employ and pay. All these things the government is doing, this free primary health care, because of nurses this free primary health care naba. Inti health post because that is the reason why the government is gradually creating employment in different sectors. So let us all understand what is going on. Let us applaud this president, applaud this government, applaud the finance minister who is making money available for you to be employed. Because if the finance minister is not able to create avenues to make money, to bring in revenue, to make sure say you cannot be what? You cannot be employed. Into the bile of governance, the finance ministry. Every time about see obi you need to understand that the finance minister is working because he needs to create that room for employment to be done. In the Sunday, our Ghana health ministry, education ministry, the military, the police, also the health minister, the finance minister is working hard and creating revenue for them to be able to pay them. As much as the government, the president is there, the finance minister Nasikali Kutano, so we need to applaud what the finance minister is doing. We need to credit the health minister for also being transparent and working hard. Let us not underestimate this. In a very short period, things have changed. People are seeing the difference between MPP are buying and NDC are buying. The difference is clear. The gap is clear. This government, when given the 42 years, they will change Ghana. Let us support this government. Now, I'm going to tell a story about Kwaha. And this is another groundbreaking story. A byway is really, really changing this government, this country for the better. Here's a story for from. Now, energy minister and yenina Ghana for yabehu de ekoso ECG, the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, has commenced phase 2 of the government transformer replacement and upgrade program at the Lashibi primary substation, following the successful completion of phase 1 at the Nai Dom primary substation. The second phase began on Tuesday, April 14, 2026, and is expected to be completed by Thursday, April 16, 2026. Now, the government is retooling, or the government is basically expanding our energy sector. The minister, John Abujinapo, is working hard. Now, abanwe ya debi. Transformers what system nimu nyina ayedada ama one yenya low current. Inso pete agrada adwa na kane dum. The inconsistency in our power air flow. This government had decided say obe change transformers or Ghana nyina for us to get a better transformers that has the capacity to be able to, at the end of the day, cater for communities. Because you see, most of the transformers we are using now, to me capacity no any day the amount of dependence transformers so. There are so many transformers and can also cater for maybe 10,000 household, but it ends up, or most of them are now taking care of about 30,000. And when it happens like that, any small spark, any small spark, light need to be doomed. People are experiencing low current. So government will decide to say, for this country to move forward, for our energy sustainability to be perfect, it is changing transformers, and it's not just changing the transformers. So, baby, community nipa do so transformer nusa. What they do is they split the community. They give them 2 different transformers. Emma omokania no ahun de emba form. Sometimes when they go to a community, they give them a bigger transformer. Ebe make sure that every single household they are able to tap a little bit of power. Sebio ebimunya low current. It is because majority of transformers away communities are weak. Capacity now I was taking end to me. All because time and the transformer we see and a dime 2,000 per and the communities in Yini. Obeko baby transformer or capacity also for a dime 2,000 power. And so and a dime 50,000 or meaning so when change transformer now, it does not matter whatever you do, you are still going to lose power. And what this government is doing, and they say day in, day out. Me will say people, there are a lot of people who are complaining about it is because this government is changing a lot of transformers. This government is changing the face of our power, the energy sector. You can see, say, slowly, we are getting a smooth power. We are getting consistent power in our homes. We are getting a power now and interrupted. And this is what this government is doing. Small interruptions. It is because the transformers are being changed. And you people are, you can attest to this. Mo ayabe mo transformers no, mo can any gina so, you need low current, you need some pre. That is what governments do. Intende, we have seen a year phase 2, a year transformer rollout, no, a year through the energy ministry, no, it is happening. And the energy minister, so ekasa a year substations, any a year in 24 ECG offices, no. It is beginning to look like some of them, no, they are trying to sabotage the government. Communicates, and that communication has to go out. Say about a transformer or ha. I was say ECG in 24 more community no and our station area. They are supposed to be able to communicate the message to the people in the community. Say, oh, you change transformer. You per se mama time kakra. Ebia this week, no, mokana nebedum aso. But something is going on. Yenya ECG for the bia fa omu ejuma omu substation the officers are omu communities are. What they are doing in say NPP4. So what they are doing is say they are basically not doing their job. They are not communicating with the people, and some of them no deliberately no almost shada edum kania no send people be agitating. Now almost blame abino for the good thing abino and now it becomes something bad. In the energy minister Enyom Kasaya say, well, we are substation officer, we are paying the ECG and community be and our constituency be a one boy juma ye went to many constituents and kasa moment tiasia say a juma na ye because we all can see it. Say you change transform our community and I say constituency. Everybody sees transformer being changed, transformer and changing or them. So we are all witnesses to it. It is up to the ECG officers no to communicate this, but some of them don't do it because a party in the and they feel say the more they make the government unpopular no, the more it makes their MPP look good. The energy minister Mr. Jinapo spoke on this matter today.
Let me plead with customers that bear with us during this transition period. Transformers are such that before you replace a transformer you have to put the lights out. It's a necessity. You cannot work with live wire when you are changing transformers. And so sometimes you might have to put a certain area off in order to upgrade the area. We would inform you ahead of time and we'll try and be within schedule, just like we are witnessing. But I want to encourage consumers and customers. This exercise is starting with Accra. Like he said, in 2 weeks or so, next month, they will move to Kumasi. And then we'll tackle all the other regions. And so the people of Kumasi, there's a peculiar problem in Kumasi that we need to deal with. And we are determined to deal with that. A team led by Energy Commission and also with ECG, they are already in Kumasi. And they've done a lot of mapping out. We have a comprehensive program. And we are determined to ensure that we even increase the stability of the power supply. There are some negative developments. I also get reports of where in some particular districts there's lethargy. The level of responsiveness is not encouraging. Generally, I know you are doing a good job, but there are some isolated cases where I must be frank, as minister, I'm not happy with. And I've directed your MD to do some exercise there. If it needs that we should shake up, like any organization, would have to do a shake-up. But don't let us get there. You have a duty, you have your work cut out for you. Please, let's do that. You cannot have 100% system where the lights will not go off forever. Even in advanced countries, sometimes there are outages. But the response time ought to be very swift, and the response time ought to be such that when somebody experiences that complaint, you can deal with that. We're also working with them to upgrade your information system and response system so that when somebody has a problem, you can just send a text message and send a location. And that alone should be enough for your team to move in and deal with the challenges.
And a minister Nakano, ECG4, you need to do your work. Or you before cracker, the light off is too much. You need to communicate. Moma Omontiasia, minister say they are rolling this out phase by phase. Omeko all regions in Ghana, Ome changing transformers. Expect small power outages. It is because they are changing transformers to keep your energy or your light on. Now, Osaka ECG4 say there's something in the ninja when we say some of the ECG officers, they are not doing their job. Sometimes, customers need to be free. Eja to transformer we mu. Ye can ya neko pre. Instead, some mobile communicate. I can say, oh, mokane na edum na sorry. It is because ye jumebi no. You people ignore. Minister say, yanshe ya. ECG ni yabe pamuni panibi. If we say, ejuma osa mo ye no. Samuel tuma nye. Na mama customers na ntia say aban air is transformers anything na mo kan ye dum air so mama mo ntia say between this time to this time bi say e betuma si no o say onya a lot of these reporter only option bia to make sure say ECG 40 bi no impenifo bi no de dada no e be pam omo o say eba Ashanti regional in kaniasem transformers bebre asay ama mo kan asem na kwatwe. They are going to move to the Ashanti region and move to other regions and make sure say in Kania hunsam in Kania wo say gina so enya Kania ne Kania bi a Awuku hu a I say sebio ye de hwe eye den ye de hwe eye etuom Kania bi ha e no nya den entumi suffrage sa adekudie ni sa anyoma we bi ntina aban we pese o change a lot of transformers say ne be ye Kania be gina so obi ye cold store ohia full power to power eye omo freezers and na aban ni make sure say ye nya Kania eye ano den a ebetumi aboya me di adwuma obi a welder obi a seamstress obi ha the adwuma ye Kania ohia enough power to do it obetuma obi Kania so ultimi fanya hwe. And for the past 8 years that is what happened. Dum so wo ho na napo edi nkwasi asem didi atem Kania no ano nya den ye kan no mu didi atem and abai we aba the same government the same NDC ebe solve Ghana problems. It's when me support energy minister no na ye make sure say aban Kania asem no sebio ya bo mo ama ni nyina so akugina ye. Another breaking story and eye anwawa. In fact eye kokwekuafo a mo Ghana no sa story a mebeka ho asemi e wo se mumu bebre no moti ase se aban wei sebio eba for ekuafo na ekuafo a cashew farmers, tomato farmers, ginger farmers, cocoa farmers, coconut farmers, ekuafo mo Ghana and the agric minister Mr. Eric Opoku and was signing a year contract bia sebio ye baba be see a fertilizer plant e wo Ghana egigim Pioto. And the agric minister, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, has signed a deal with Central Group to boost local fertilizer production, reduce imports, and strengthen agriculture sustainability nationwide. Speaking at the signing, the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Eric Opoku, said, and I quote, "Fertilizer independence is no longer a vision. It is a national priority we are executing today." End of quote. And miankasa me agric minister Eric Opoku meka kire mo ya hu no kokko ase akwane ni mekua adwuma no enye se kafia na meka kire ope agric minister so aba akọ omano ate a enye se anote keke omusa ni madwuma na Eric Opoku. In fact, so ope agric minister he is more practical na practical Eric Opoku. The oya ne se de bia no opese odi nani ko hu because ade na moye no efuom se wo yekuani no waye bida enti de bia no ono hu no so akrachini ohunu so oyekuani ene Eric Opoku asetu anomo a anomo a emu odin anomo a ebetumi age Ghana ekuadwuma esine na so de waye ne se ene oni adwuma nkoku a sentio for eda no atena se de ensem ene de agreement egu krata so a fertilizer ya ehho akwa atwe wo wiase a Ghana ye dabia ne yesu fertilizer no and ye ba be si plant ni bi wo Ghana na ya fertilizer ni bi wo Ghana na fertilizer no ayefo every say oba ekuadwuma wo Ghana de ma ekuadwuma edin kakra wo Ghana ne fertilizer ne boarding every say fertilizer no dodo no ye kra inti ebasa na ye de tax to so a na kokko ekuafo cashew ekuafo ekuafo mo Ghana bebre no omo nheda enya sika ento fertilizer obo ha over 50 acre farm fertilizer bo mem no ebedi no tuma yekua no and the Eric Opoku any Central Group no atena se omo sign contract omo ba be see den plant no Ghana na ya fertilizer no Ghana na and ya fertilizer ye betu no tse force the ebe koso no NDC aban no na eba Eric Opoku na eba cocoa na ekuadwuma anase palm nut adwuma eba adwuma ekuadwuma de untumi ensan Eric Opoku ho enkoka nkyere obi. In fact adwuma papa we aye moka ese na nsen ye chi galamsefo a saa motor omudi bonsuo no and papa we nti because na adwene ekọ ekire nti one Ministry of Land akomuti abo ho a ye chi galamsefo a sa generator anase moto na omudi bonsuo no ogea no da mekuafo ose momfam nya adwuma momfam gubu kokoso momfam bonsuo gubu kokoso we ne fa innovation nyansa yɛde kyekyere man ɛnɛ we onye eye agric minister or wako dia eye body ba kwa begina nkran say the whole Ghana obi amaji body o we odwene na adwene kwa anim and say Ghana follow Ghana politics a agric minister so ma banyina no uyi mienu a this man might be second or first juma odi the way and the eye ekwadwuma abaya kono wo Ghana na wotie na no kasa and the experience he has when it comes to agriculture and on say or versatile. You guys will be a versatile out of Frank Amankwa, Oba Coco Juma Onimu, Oba Aya Cocoa Onimu, Oba Tomato Sequia Onimu, Oba Kashiwa Onimu, Oba Ginger Onimu, Oba Aya de Watermelona, or no, ya wonu to Coco Fum. Nema me won and Mamekas Okofan Suaba, or buy an Erikopoku Wado Aya 1 mile. Nema me wonu to Coco Ase. Sibia ya wu Yesu so ewo eye de mponchibuom no ya wu erikopoku okoko ase ne ma me wo no so okosansuo ewa patema ba oba na erikopoku ayi sikan adokoko na ase inti oti koko adwuma no moma yenko tie eye ende sign na ekoso no na no ene nsema a ochechiri moma yenya tie ase.
We are here with Central Group Limited, a company registered in Ghana here and operating in our country. We have had discussions with them for a long time. And we have come to the conclusion that Central will expand its investments in Ghana to enable us realize the objectives of our programs. The first one has to do with the establishment of cashew processing plants in the cashew production enclave of our country. The idea is that for a long time we've been producing and exporting raw cashew nuts, which of course is not generating the jobs for the youth of our nation. And our producers are also not getting the incomes that they are supposed to get. So His Excellency has given indication that the focus of this government is to add value, ensure that we do the processing here and then we export manufactured goods instead of raw materials. It is against this background that the Ministry of Food and Agriculture engaged with Central Group Limited in the production enclave around Bono Techiman area. And in fact, we've just concluded that they are going to set it up in Sampa. And that's why our brother from Sampa has been here this morning to make sure it is done. And so we are going to sign the memorandum of understanding to enable them move to site to begin the construction of this all important, processing plant. In Ghana, apart from the cashew nut, we throw away the cashew apple, the fruit, which is a major raw material for the production of beverages. And so they are putting up a plant that will process the cashew and also process the cashew apple. So now, after completion of this project, the farmer can walk to the center to sell the cashew nut as well as the cashew apple, giving them the opportunity to earn income from this dual arrangement. I think it's one of the best for our nation. After this, we are also signing another agreement, very, very important agreement with the same group. And this one has to do with the Ghana fertilizer factory. All this while we've been importing fertilizer from other countries. And whenever there's some kind of turbulence in the global environment, fertilizer prices are affected. Now we want to ensure that fertilizer is produced here in Ghana. And Central Company Limited, already settled in Ghana, already operating in other spheres of our economy, have decided to move into fertilizer production. And they have given us the assurance that within the shortest possible time, the chairman himself is here, they are going to move into action and put in place the fertilizer production or manufacturing plant here in Ghana, so that we can produce our fertilizer here, supply to suppliers, supply to farmers, and then export to neighboring countries who also go far away to overseas to, import into our country. The third one has to do with the farmer service centers. The farmer service centers. You recall that some few weeks ago, His Excellency the President...
Ejuma NDC Alban way, fertilizer plant, farmer service center. Just say, now one gasa uti agric minister na one gasa honya wahwa akwane kuya. Yakasa obi kuya. Otumisha koko oswe aso. Ai. Ene yakasa we kuya. Agric minister Eriko Pokuro ono onye sa Mickey Mouse mo nkwase a MPB for agri kribio me say otumi ko gina koko fuom otumi hwe koko na koko green o otumi hwe 3 days ebebo we kua yakase obi ekua owo ekua dwuma mu mentality na wo hwe innovative ideas a papa we di anima ode ba na wa wotie nipa no na adwene da ne tirim efa ekua dwuma ho na we kua wa agriki yakaso man we de wa agriki o just agriki ne didi ni mu otumi bo wona quick ai eriko boku obo wa kura agriki de chire quick into kono obo wa so we share that o de o share so honorable bo wa was quick obo wa agriki de chire we kua in fact na me besa meka eriko poku unu say heaven agric committee no de meka ho yeah self nyankopon infantini ena ono so nyame ye kasa nyina or select ye ko heaven a agri committee on beda no eriko boku agri committee ko da no we kua nkasa mo man the time obebo adwuma na mamo and the kua adwuma ye akono wo Ghana and the uche kwani a what the chest was soro because eriko boku no ofra na adwukro obefa baby a wo Ghana bi ono be kasa ono oni time for ntro obeka ne kure wo ma kire ye friend the cocoa sia eriko boku osano otumi da no watiem ki na ma mesa den we hu cocoa wo da yem eriko boku we kua onim koko e kaso akoro wa agriki obo na agriki de kwe Eric but unim sometimes I am feel bad mama hama hey reshuffle bed din rough hey now when I go reshuffle nko fo ni na smart mahama ministers no obi abo adwuma me hu nipa ombo adwuma 1 or 2 bi de anim a han time for no ombo adwuma kasa ankwasiafo also na to boy but o hwe mahama adwum key ministers na Mama, reshuffle bebre because everybody has excelled. From finance minister, some put a million can answer finance minister and no abedi pele. Finance minister on the say no pele moonlight on our Maradona mo side. Now about Greek minister, no about health minister, no about a land minister, no about energy, no about trades, what about a ministers ni boy jumo, no about house na share the housing ministry ni obi boy juma. Inti Jomahama reshuffle the bebre and the man can't tell me boy because we share the equoswa. Now we share a Juma minister see boy because every part, every minister is working. 1 or 2 be there, Jomahama can tell you they are useless. Sack them. And they know themselves. Kasam kwa kwasiakeka. A hand time. Omunim she na time ni bedu. But sometimes when I sit them say Jomahama, ube reshuffle bro because when you pick your finance minister or no or your Diego Armando Maradona a Juma wa bono. Eche denjiranchene why din onimedwuma ofa energy minister Jinapo young man obo adwuma kania ni jina so ye hyehyɛ nyoma ofa eye lands and the galamse kra nka ho asem papa na hyehyɛ adwuma no and the galamse enye lucrative biem and the amount for person galamse no wem hyehyɛ omo owa abotre wa hyehyɛ nyoma oba trade eye Mrs Elizabeth ojina ho na obo adwuma and the Ghana investors omo Ghana go and see what trade minister is doing and the oba baby to say eye
Amena Pendream TV ase. Now so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, Pendream TV.